How do you feel about Donald Trump? I'm just
What have you seen on film of Matt Johns?
I guess the linebackers, we looked at Lambert, we looked at Johns. One thing that kind of the difference between the two is that Johns, he tends to, look downfield a little bit more. He takes more chances with the ball. He tends to look guys off as well, too. So, he's really good at that as well.
You guys looked at Lambert?
Yeah. Just looking at film from last year, just going by all the, possible options.
Okay. Just for, schematic purposes?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. In terms of John, do you feel like you guys are more prepared for him than last year when he was just kind of thrown in there for the first time?
Yeah, absolutely. He kind of came in, we were prepared for one thing, it kind of gave us like a speedball, but, I think we're going to be, much more, I guess, sound with our coverages and things like that.
What did you see from Josh, going up against him every day, and why do you think he was named a starter?
Mostly because, I think, the great thing about Josh is just how smart he is already. I guess the coaching staff really didn't feel it would be, I guess a big change off just from just how smart he is already. A lot of times with freshmen, they get on the field, their mind is just like wandering, big lights, big crowd, college football. But, one thing, he just so focused all the time, and I feel like that's really what separates him from other freshmen. He's a tremendously smart and talented.
How did he kind of assimilate in the locker room, Josh? How did he kind of adjust to you guys, kind of as a teammate?
It was kind of weird early on. Of course, Jerry's a real likable guy. Towards the beginning, everyone was really kind of pulling, behind Jerry. It's the incubant. But I think one thing that Josh did was just to get to know everyone. That's one of the big things Alosi talked about was just getting to know everyone on the team. Probably when you're at dinner or breakfast, just sit down with someone that you haven't previously did so before. I think that's one thing he did.
Do you see him? Alosi talks about that.
Yeah.
Do you see him trying to take on leadership roles at this point, or do you think that's kind of difficult for a true freshman to do, even a quarterback?
I think as the season progresses, that's a role he's gonna probably going to try to do more of. I think we have a lot of great leaders, older guys, Jordan Payton, Fabian Moreau, Jake Brendel. So those roles are kind of filled, but I think he's making good progress.
What goals do you have for the season?
Mostly just, contribute heavily to the pass rush role. That's one of the things the coaches, look a lot for me this year, and also, just being more multiple on the field, just doing better with my coverages. That's something I've been working on a ton this offseason. So, yeah, definitely those two areas.
Do you have a sack total in mind?
Probably 12, 13 in that range.
When you get to 13, you're going to stop a couple games left?
Absolutely. At that point, I'm going to be a kid in the candy shop.
The bar get raised.
Absolutely.
What does the mood of the team feel like going into this season compared to last season?
I guess everyone's more just amped up and, just really ready this year. We know our team is top to bottom pretty solid. So, everyone's just eager to attack opposite color jerseys.
You guys feel like you're being overlooked a little bit more this season?
Oh, absolutely. I caught a big whiff of that in the Pac-12 Media Day. There's some other players, of course, as well, but I think we operate better in that role. It gets us more in our blue-collar mindset.
Everybody's got their preview stuff coming out the last few weeks. Kenny Clark showed up on a lot of 10 best players in the Pac-12 list. What's his most underrated attribute that maybe something we wouldn't notice?
Kenny Clark, he's an absolute monster on film. But I think, the one thing that we talk about just as LBs, we tend to look at a lot of players in the nation, and a lot of, the so-called, highly rated guys, we kind of, we just talk about it, and it's always really weird. The thing that separates Kenny Clark is, I guess, it's just the ability to run down players. A lot of times, nose tackles, interior line, they just play in that gap, and they don't tend to offer much in the way of pass rush. But one thing Kenny Clark does is his motor is nonstop. He has a Clay Matthews motor at defensive tackle. So yeah, that's really big.